Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, first of all, I'm shooting in my bathroom because I actually think this is a really nice backdrop. And frankly, there is no natural light right now. I'm shooting late and the lighting is inconsistent and I'm too lazy to pull out all the light equipment. So this is the best light in the house right now, so I'm shooting in here. Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and share and like this video if you like it, because it helps the YouTube algorithm push out my content for other people. On today's video, I'm going to be going over a very talked about topic on this channel and regarding the health crash recovery that I've posted a lot on this. And all the sessions that I have one-on-one via Zoom about this and email questions, a lot of the questions has to do with the relapsing, the setbacks, and pretty much the feeling good, and then why do you get the setback, or do you relapse, or you go backwards, like kind of like taking one step forward and two steps back in your recovery. And so I've made videos about this before. It's a very important topic and commonly asked question, but because there's so much interest, I figure I'd do another video. I haven't done one on it in a while. Again, guys, my journey is in the playlist that I'll be, adding to this video somewhere on top. And you can check out my videos there. I've done tons of videos on it. I have fully recovered. My whole recovery took about 18 months to 2 years. And since I fully recovered, it's been 4 years now since I fully recovered. So that is the updated status, if you haven't been following me. So I'm talking about adrenal crash related health issues, and which leads to fatigue, adrenal fatigue, and anxiety type of issues, but they're not exactly the same, but they're all kind of mixed, intertwined. Again, there's no doctors or health practitioners that are giving this an official name. So I don't have an official name on it. I've called it adrenal fatigue, HPA axis dysfunction, blah, blah, blah. But overall, it's a chronic stress-induced thing, and that's what I went through. Before I go into details, as always, I'm not a doctor or nurse or a therapist. Please do not take my advice as a professional health advice. Definitely consult with your healthcare professional. Okay, so when you're going through the recovery, especially when you're early on, and we're talking few months, even within 6 months of time, you can have gotten enough rest and enough nutrition and enough stress management to kind of recharge your adrenals and recharge your nervous system, or calm your nervous system to where you can feel better and more yourself. But that is when people make the worst mistake, is they feel like that within a very short amount of time. And by short amount of time, I mean within 6 months even. Sometimes a little bit longer, and people still relapse. Where it's if you have no money in the bank, you're in debt, and you've just filled your bank account back to zero, so to speak, it's where you're at, okay? Around that time point, right? And then you go out and spend another $100,000 because you think you're fine now. And of course you're back in debt. And of course you're back into symptoms and relapse, because you may feel like you fully recovered, but you are so far from that in that early months. And it's very tempting because it feels so awful that the moment you feel good, you want to be rid of this, you want to go on with your life and not to think about this again. But 9 out of 10 times, 9.99999 out of 10 times, if you do that, you're going to relapse. And sometimes it's worse because it's you fucked up your car and you kind of just got it fixed, and you fucked up your car again. Now it's going to be worse. It's the same. Maybe it's a bad analogy, but you get my point. Don't do that earlier on. I know it's tempting, but really be disciplined. Okay, I feel better. Let me just enjoy that instead of going and overdoing things, or going and relive the same way I've been living my life with chronic stress and overdoing perfectionism and stuff like that. That's the number one and only tip you really need to get through that if you take that tip. You take that insight. Just take that energy that you suddenly feel because you have been doing the right things and just enjoy it. Not in the sense where you go out and do a bunch of, like high intensity stuff, or suddenly jump back into partying if you do that, or like being around tons of people, any of that stress stuff. Don't jump into that. Just go, oh God, I made progress. I'm gonna just like let myself have this and continue to do the same thing. Continue to chill, continue to be nice to yourself, continue to eat well, sleep well, and find ways to manage your stress and rejuvenate yourself inside and out, mentally and physically. Okay? You need to continue to do that for months, like past a year mark. And within that time, gradually give yourself more things to do without overdoing it. And we all know this deep down. There's not a roadmap exactly because we're all different. We're recovering at a different rate. The intensity of our crash is different to begin with. So there's no way for me to tell you like, okay, this is the amount that you do for this time. It's impossible. We're all different. We're shifting. So you need to find your own guidance within. You know when you're overdoing things. You just don't, we choose not to listen to it, but we know. Like, we're like, we shouldn't stay up tonight, but I'm going to do it. That kind of thing. You got to listen to yourself. And my second tip is when you're in doubt, like if you have to ask yourself, like, oh, should I do this? Is this too much? It's too much. If it wasn't, you would just do it and feel good and feel okay. Okay. And it's so important, guys, when you're going through this recovery and you're trying to recover from this, be mindful. I know that's so cliche. I'm not a big preacher of like mindfulness and meditation in that very like commercial way where like 99% of what I see out there is now. It's a really personalized, like what means that for you? Like you could meditate through forms of different things, not necessarily have to sit there and be all zen or whatever. Sometimes just being quiet, sometimes you're drawing or whatever. It just, I don't want to come up with a thing because I don't like doing that. I like it when people find their own inner peace, find their own guidance, and you will. You just got to be aware. You just got to trust yourself. You got to like really listen to yourself. In fact, that's how I navigated through a lot of this in the beginning when I didn't have people to talk to about it, because I was like one of the few people I knew had it. I had one person that had it, and she was a really great help to me. She just happened to be one of my mentors in my life, and she just happened to have this experience, and she recovered from it. So, yeah, it's tough because there's not that many people to talk to, but check in with yourself. If not on a moment to moment, minute to minute basis, do the best you can. And moving on to the next tip is that this habit of overdoing and our chronic personality of repeating like overdoing and stress that causes all this is built in us, right? So it's so clever in a way to get you through the back door where you think like, oh, I'm now going to take on this relaxation program. And then you use the same way that of your mind, your mentality, and that's what got you into this whole thing in the first place, is to make a big ass program out of it. Like, okay, now I'm going to meditate 10 minutes a day. I'm going to do, and then the next thing you know, you're building this to-do list, which is what caused you to freak out and stress out because you got too many to-do lists in your life. So be aware of that. That's key. It's like, it's such a practiced habit. It has a way to take a solution that could actually work and turn it into the problem, which is, too much pre-planning, too much perfectionism, too much stress, aka that you're bringing into this now. If you want to, let's say the same example, okay, I'm going to find a way to meditate or be calm or be present every day. Just know that you're going to do that and try your best. Don't come up with a program. Don't hold it rigid in how it's going to unfold, because all that is causing you stress, guys. That was such an epiphany moment when I realized that's what I was doing to myself when I was trying to recover. It was like, I'm trying so hard to recover, and then therefore I wasn't in the beginning. So I had to let it go. When shit caused me stress, I let it go. It changed. That's little by little with that, I got out of that phase, which is phase 2, phase 3, where you're relapsing. Because I was able to, in the moment, go with what was more relaxing. And it changed all the time. So I didn't hold myself in this program, rigid, where it caused me stress. And because it didn't cause me stress, I was recovering more. And with more of that, I was on to the next phase and the next phase and the next phase. But guys, I was stuck in that for many long time too. Like close to a year, me, because no one told me not to do that. So I hope this video helps and to kind of give a little more insight on this very popular topic on my channel. Again, check out my other videos. And I hope you all are doing well. I'm slowly getting back into releasing more videos on my channel, as you guys all know. Update. All my products and services, which are very few that's related to this, it's just a few PDFs, and the ability to book with me one-on-one on Zoom is through my website, jadenchristopher.com. That's how you'll get it. I get lots of questions on that as well. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys on the next video. Take care. Bye.